I have one, but I don't know if it's okay to say.
Okay, you can say it, and then I guess we'll restart.
So that animated movie about the little kid from China. How do you say that? Neja?
Oh,
Neja.
Neja?
I think so.
Kung Fu Panda ran so Neja could fly? Is that the joke? Hi, welcome back to Nostalgia Club. You can leave that in or not, or just cut to right. It's true though, right?
Sure.
So the problem is I haven't seen Neja yet.
It's not about,
it's
not
really
about
good.
the content. It's about the fact that Kung Fu Panda came out and Chinese audiences were like, wait a minute, how could America make something like this when we haven't made any big animated pictures about Chinese culture?
That's fair,
and then the Chinese government were like, well, we have to fix this,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Neja.
That's actually where my mind went, believe it or not.
I was not thinking that seriously.
Well, I remember reading an article about it.
Yeah, it was like
yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
And then the follow-up joke to that, which is so specific that I don't know if anyone will ever get it, and I'm okay if they don't. Jack Black bounced so Damien Haas could book. Welcome back to Nostalgia Club. Today we're talking about Kung Fu Panda. My name is Jino, and I'm here with my two co-hosts.
Victoria.
And Michael.
Did you get it?
I kind of.
It's fine.
I got it.
We're talking about Kung Fu Panda. It's about Jack Black being a panda, and he does Kung Fu, and it's so sick.
It is so sick.
Is. No, it's great. I remember watching it with my whole family. And my dad, who I'm now realizing I told you his favorite Disney princess movie is Mulan. He also really liked Kung Fu Panda.
Wow. Your dad is a supporter of Asian cinema.
Cinema
Well,
about Asia.
Yeah. Okay,
made in
wait,
America.
I should clarify. I know that Kung Fu Panda is not authentically made by Asian creators, which is the only downside to this movie. But it does have some pretty, I think they incorporated more Asian voice actors than I expected.
You mean,
pass me some of that copium.
Yeah.
No.
You mean out of 10, 5?
That's pretty, I mean,
Lucy
back
Liu,
in the day, there
Jackie
weren't
Chan,
that many.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, guys, we gotta be honest here. We gotta take what we can get sometimes.
I suppose in the context of okay, if you're looking at a big, animated movie and it's we want to pull in talent that's going to pull in money, that's going to pull in marketing and notoriety, then I don't know enough to say whether or not they were making decisions that were clarion in that way or in terms of getting the proper representation given the subject matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll talk about it.
Will we?
I don't
Or
know.
are we just going to leave it there and move on to jokes?
Yeah, we might.
Okay, so out of a cast of 12, they had 4 prominent Asian voices.
Yeah.
James Hong, Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu, Randall Duck Kim. And then Jack Black, Dustin Hoffman, Seth Rogen, Angelina Jolie, David Cross.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Clark Duncan.
Lots of
as
improvement
Rhino.
to be
As
made,
Rhino.
but I like this movie.
Hey, listen, the cast is great. The animation's sick. Everyone knows Kung Fu Panda.
The story's great.
Story's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it moves fast. It kept up with my YouTube Shorts-addled brain. And I
do
appreciated
actually think that this movie is perfectly plotted.
Yeah.
Yes. And I also, I haven't seen the second one in a while, but I do think the second one is a better movie. Or I like the second one more, but the first one I appreciate it because how efficiently it does the world building so that you can have the second movie
Yeah.
while still being really, really fun.
I like the first one more, even. I've come to like the second one more over time.
I really like the second one. It's been a while since I have watched it, but as soon as I finished watching this one, I was like, I'm going to rewatch 2 and 3, not 4, which just came out, and we don't talk about that one. I remember when the second one came out, I was just mainly relieved that it was really good, just because sometimes sequels tend to ruin everything that they built in the first one. So I was glad that didn't happen.
It's weightier, right?
It's
heavier.
weightier. It's a lot, not darker, but more serious. We get more into Poe's backstory and his internal conflicts as a character. It just expands on everything from the first one, which I really loved.
Yeah.
I by no means think it's a bad movie. Certainly not.
Yeah.
Or an unworthy sequel. I think it's a great sequel. I just
But
happen
there's
to think
something
that the
about the
first
first
one
one.
is so precise.
Yeah.
The first one is exactly what it needs to be and exactly what it aspires to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's as you said, perfectly plotted, perfectly paced. It takes some serious power to introduce the world of Kung Fu Panda and then also get you to sign on to it in the context of that movie with there's nothing else in the background that you're coming with to build off of. It's we are establishing bedrock and building a structure from there. And it's just so freaking strong in doing that.
This is a movie that I'm glad I rewatched after having gone through like a screenwriting program and understanding movie structure, because I appreciate it so much more. And I was picking up on plants and payoffs that I didn't even register back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I've watched this movie at least 3 times. So even on this 4th rewatch, I was still picking up on things. Mainly the one I picked up on this time was the payoff of like Mantis doing acupuncture on Poe early in the movie pays off with Tai Lung being unable to do his nerve attack on him later.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Right?
That's so good.
It's like you get it on a rewatch.
But like it works so perfectly because both of them are still plot relevant and important. So it's not just like that's obviously a plant to pay off later. It's like, no, like at the time, Mantis had to do acupuncture on Poe because he like went through it. He like got set on fire twice in one day.
My favorite
and then he got beat up by
for
everyone.
3rd-degree burns, acupuncture.
Yeah. No, was the acupuncture after he...
I mean,
after the first night? No,
it's cartoon violence. I think
true.
it's the second night.
It's the second night after like he fights all of the Furious Five and Master Shifu. It's so good. It's like meant to be like, oh, it's a silly thing because he's a panda and it's hard to find his nerve points for acupuncture. But then later on, you're like, oh no, it's really important that it's really hard to find those nerve points because that's what saves everyone.
And it ties into the whole, like, you're thinking of it, but the movie doesn't actually say it with the whole, like, there are no accidents.
Yeah.
There's a reason, Poe. It's woven into it, but they don't. Nobody comes out and says,
we needed a panda all along.
we needed someone who was resistant to Tai Lung's very specific nerve attack.
Very anime style.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have any specific Kung Fu Panda memories for vibes and stuff? Because we've all seen it. We all like it.
My main thing was I realized I have so much of this movie memorized. Like, as I was watching it, my brain would autofill the next line. And I was like, whoa, where did that come from? But I remembered it's because my brother and I used to incessantly quote this movie to each other. All the funniest parts. I think I wrote some down.
Dreamworks, man. When they write a good script.
That's the thing. With Dreamworks, you get all sorts. I love that about them. You get movies that are fine, movies that will absolutely throw you for a loop, and then you get movies that are like, holy smokes, I walked into this not knowing what to expect, and it blew me out of the water.
Masterpiece.
My brother and I would imitate the scene where Poe is naming all the Furious Five and then he scares his neighbor. Like, we'd be like, Tigress, Monkey, Crane, Viper, ha! And then also the line where his dad goes, and you're going to take over the noodle house. Like how I took it over from my father, who took it over from his father, who won it from a friend in a game of Mahjong. Also the part where Master Shifu is like, how are we going to defeat Tai Lung? And Master Oogway goes, I don't know.
Oogway is so friggin' peak.
Oogway is such a legend. His like opening scene is just so iconic. Oh my gosh. I love Master Oogway. Also, this movie hits harder when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Master Oogway's advice to Master Shifu, you're like, whoa, I needed this in my 27 years of age. But anyways, those are my vibes.
Almost every time I get surprised when Oogway goes to find Poe underneath the peach tree. I keep thinking it's like a different scene or whatever.
Me too.
So when Poe turns around and his mouth is just filled with peaches, I'm like, oh my gosh, it got me again.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I didn't realize it was a sacred peach tree.
It's because it's so brilliant. We're like, yes, I see you're finding solace with the sacred peach tree. And Poe's like, oh, it's just so good. I love this movie.
And the fight scenes are
The fight scenes are incredible.
Oh, the lighting.
I was like the drawbridge fight scene is crazy.
That's the thing. They never just do like a normal, I don't know how to describe it, but they never do just like a straight up and down like fight scene where it's like, okay, we've animated characters that can bounce around and do a bunch of stuff. We get to ignore physics and do like the kind of, wire effects fight. It's like, no, we can go beyond that. It's not just about Tai Lung like breaking out of prison. It's about Tai Lung scaling this insane contraption of bridges and whatnot and jumping across like an exploded stalactite roof. Or it's, okay, Furious 5 versus Tai Lung. Where is it? It's on a bridge. and they cut the bridge at the very beginning of
Yeah.
the fight. And so it's like all on this tightrope. And the structure of it where you keep adding new people into it's just friggin' good.
It's so good. And it pays homage to all the like Kung Fu wuxia films
Oh my
that
gosh.
are obviously inspirations for this movie.
Okay, super, super brief plot summary. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Po is a panda who lives in the Valley of Peace. He really, really wants to be a kung fu master like the Furious Five, who are like 5 kung fu heroes led by Master Shifu. But
Master. Sorry,
Master,
I had
master.
to say it once.
but instead, he works at a noodle shop owned by his duck dad,
No, he's a goose.
Goose Dad.
It's very important.
Victoria interjected with like a look of scholarly sort of.
Maybe Victoria should do this.
No. It's just because of that scene that I've talked about in the show
Oh,
where
yeah,
Poe
yeah,
is
yeah.
like, my dad isn't my real dad. And Tigress is like, your dad, the goose. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, you're serious about this. All right. What do you need from me? She's such a good friend. Anyway, sorry. Yes, he's a goose.
I didn't remember the scene right before the final fight where his dad's like, I have something very important to tell you. And Poe's like, I'm adopted? Like, he didn't say that, but like you can see it in his expression.
No, I genuinely don't think Poe has ever thought about being adopted.
Yeah.
Because his dad says so many times in this movie, like, broth runs in our veins, we are noodle folk. Like, he's like, I've been, like, hoping that my, like, noodle dreams passed on to you. Like, why would Poe think he's adopted? His dad talks about him like he, like, birthed him.
It's
so... But we, as the audience, get that joke because we're like, you're going to tell him that he's adopted.
Yeah.
But it's just, it never crosses Poe's mind. And I think that's the funniest thing.
It's great.
I love it so much. It's an element of his character. It's not treated as a defining thing necessarily. And when it becomes a defining thing, they do a whole movie about it.
Yeah. But it is also the reason why he believes that. He just like goes into things wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like he takes things as they are 100%. Like
Yeah.
there's no doubt, there's no malice or like, you know, anything. When he does doubt, it's for a really good reason.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to die. Anyway, where was I? Okay. Master Oogway, who's Master of the Furious Five, has a vision of Tai Lung, who is Master's apprentice, escaping. This would be really bad for the valley. And so they decide it's time to choose the Dragon Warrior who's prophesized to read this cool scroll and then
Gain endless power.
gain endless power. They can use that power to defeat Tai Lung. And so they have this big contest. There's shenanigans when Poe tries to get into the contest because he was shut out because he arrived too late. And Master Oogway chooses Poe as the Dragon Warrior, seemingly on accident, but there are no accidents. And Master Oogway knows that, and we know that, but no one else does in the movie. And then Poe runs the gauntlet of Kung Fu training, and he sucks. He sucks at it. He sucks so bad. And everyone's trying to get rid of him. They all hate him, and he sucks. But he's also so positive and persistent, he eventually starts winning over everyone,
Yeah.
except for Master, who goes to his master and says, Master, I can't master teaching Poe Kung Fu. And then Oogway's like, listen, you got to believe in yourself. And then he dies in the most devastating scene in the movie and makes me cry every time.
My time has come.
My
That
time has
scene
come.
is just like a gut punch.
The way Dustin Hoffman as Master is when Oogway gives him the staff and he's like, wait, what? It's like, just that like this not supposed to happen. It's like a Tuesday.
It works because the audience is also like, what do you mean he's just gonna like fade into cherry blossom petals?
He can't die. This wasn't set up at all.
Yeah.
But the music makes it work.
Oh my
music
god.
Hans Zimmer
so good.
and John Powell? Come on.
How to Train Your Dragon
How to Train Your
fame.
Dragon. Both of them?
I need
One-two punch?
I need to listen to the soundtrack more because I listen to How to Train Your Dragon all
It's
the time.
so good.
There's
and
like-
the
okay.
second one goes friggin' ham.
I'm so excited. There's like, I don't know if this is in like the official soundtrack, but in the movie, the score that plays when it like cuts between Oogway walking down the steps like really dramatically. He's like, I sense the Dragon Warrior. And then it cuts to Poe outside, like struggling to like get these fireworks to like light on his chair. It's perfect. But it like manages to like maintain the silliness while not undercutting the like really dramatic importance of this moment.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so Tai Lung escapes. The Furious Five go to meet him in that cool bridge battle we mentioned. They get absolutely demolished.
Yeah.
They do pretty well.
They do pretty well.
They do pretty well.
but
Like,
not well enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a battle to epic proportions.
Yeah.
I think it would be really disappointing if the Furious Five got beaten up by Tai Lung so quickly. but like they almost get him. But then he's just so good that he manages to come back from being tied to a drawbridge and like sent to the other mountain, and he uses the momentum to swing himself all the way back. Incredible.
And then he pulls out his hacks.
Yeah.
His
He's
elite gamer
superpowered.
hacks. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Master realizes that when Poe is motivated by food, he does superhuman feats of strength and agility.
Yeah.
And so he uses that to train Poe and comes to understand him and respect him. And there's a lot of father-son metaphors. And then they're like, okay, you ready for the Dragon Scroll? So they get the Dragon Scroll and it's blank. And Poe's like, oh, well, I'm not defeating Tai Lung. And everyone's like, you're not defeating Tai Lung. And so they evacuate the valley. And Master's like, I will sacrifice myself
Yeah.
to give everyone time to escape. And so Poe can get the Dragon Scroll out of here because that's what Tai Lung wants, even though we know it's useless. Tai Lung shows up and is like, Master, you were basically my dad. How could you do this to me? And they have a big fight. Poe intervenes and uses the power of being immune to nerve punches and defeats Tai Lung, but not before.
But also it's mainly like the way he does Kung Fu is so unconventional that Tai Lung doesn't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Because Tai Lung is like, I know how to fight the Furious Five because I was trained by the same person you were. And technically, like, Shifu did train Poe as well, but Poe just, like, does his own style of things that Tai Lung is just so, like, baffled. Like, he's like, I don't know how to counter these moves.
It helps that, like, they're not outright fighting. They're fighting for control over an object.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the great thing, the progression of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's making reference.
It brings to mind a lot of like classic Jackie Chan fights
Yeah.
where they're using a lot of the environment.
That's
And it's
it.
less
Yeah,
it's less
yeah.
about like how hard and fast can I punch the guy, and it's more about like, oh, I'm using two big like bamboo poles to shuffle a bunch of walks that hit the scroll. Or like I'm running up a roof and my feet are shooting tiles out from under me, hitting the other guy in the face.
Yeah.
But also like the concept of like using your opponent's energy against them. Shifu mentions that in the beginning. Like Kung Fu is about finding your opponent's weakness and using it against them.
Yeah.
And what Tai Lung is learning is that every attack he uses against Poe literally bounces back in his face. Like there's nothing he can do to him that hurts him.
Yeah.
And it's all set up earlier when Master Shifu tries to do the same thing. Anyway, Poe's like, hey, Tai Lung, you know, your obsession with like gaining the Dragon Scroll and achieving power it's not real because the Dragon Scroll is empty. It's not empty, it's reflective. It's telling you that there is no secret ingredient to your soup. And Tai Lung's like, I don't understand. And then Poe kills him.
But it's so great when you realize in that moment, especially on the rewatch, the whole thing about the nerve punch and everything and how, it doesn't work. And it's like you get the first stage of that battle, which is the majority of it, which is they're fighting for control over the scroll. Poe's able to hold his own with that unconventional comedic sort of back and forth. Then when it turns into like this, okay, the chips are down, the secret of the scroll is revealed, Tai Lung's going to go buck wild, and then we realize the whole nerve punch thing, and then the music itself enters this almost like hoedown joyful quality.
Yeah.
So thematically, it's like the secret ingredient is you. You just have to believe it is. We get the evidence of like there are no accidents with the whole nerve punch thing failing. And then what comes after that is something that Poe could have never done if he didn't believe in himself and had trained up into that moment, which is he beats Tai Lung on his own turf. He goes toe to toe with him in the most straightforward like fight that they've ever had and does some fun little gimmicks. But it's like, it's this joyful celebration of like, you did it. You're here. You're going to beat him because you believe in yourself. It's just so good. And then, as you said, he
The
kills
Wuxi
him.
finger hold, that's what it's called.
He sends him to the spirit realm.
Which is killing him. You're there, you are dead.
Another great like setup and payoff. There's so many like payoffs in that sequence that it just absolutely slays every time.
I'm sure there's ones that I didn't even pick up on, but every moment, every counter move that Poe makes, I'm sure has some kind of like plant early on. Not every move, but like a lot of them, like when he uses the walks to hide the scroll, like Shifu did that earlier with the bowls to hide the dumpling.
Yeah, him bouncing down the stairs. He does that
Yeah.
multiple times in the movie. You know he's going to survive that.
Mhm.
Tai Lung, we know, will
Yeah.
not.
What I'm trying to think of right now is in that final exchange with Tai Lung, how he like grabs his tail and uses it to basically like harry him the whole way through.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that referencing something? I can't think.
Maybe like how Tai Lung used his tail to escape from prison because he grabs the goose feather and like unlocks the shell cage that's high. I mean, it's just clear that Tai Lung's tail is an important, I guess, like tool for his kung fu.
I really, really liked how like these are anthropomorphized animals,
Mm-hmm.
but they utilize each animal's natural abilities in
Yeah.
conjunction with traditional martial arts, kung fu, but never in a way where it felt silly.
Mm-hmm.
Like viper fighting or crane fighting makes sense without it being like, oh, he's a bird, of course he's going to win.
Yeah.
You know? And then it lines up with Poe, who at first doesn't have any, like, he says it himself, I don't have like claws or anything. I mean, he does have claws, but he doesn't use them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then like his natural ability is the fact that he's a big panda.
It's true. Like, I'm sure the rest of the Furious Five, without thinking about it, like, they use their own personal strengths to their advantage. Like, there's no way Crane is going to be able to fight like Tigress, and
Yeah.
Tigress can never fight like Crane. It's just that Poe is, like, placed into the expectation, like, you have to be, like, at least one of the Furious Five. And so he tries it, but it's just not what he's meant to do. I mean, part of it is also because Shifu is actively just trying to antagonize him and get him to quit. And so he's not given the chance to, like, learn his strengths naturally.
Yeah. One thing that I didn't remember, but I picked up on this rewatch, was how effective the characterization of the Furious Five is. Because I remember, like, oh, they're just like 5 martial arts masters. They
Yeah.
don't have much personality. But, like, seeing them slowly come around to liking Poe, almost one at a time,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and, like, why they do that, you don't learn their personality through them having, like, quirky little funny moments. You learn their personality through how they learn to like Poe.
Yeah.
And it's so subtle, but it's so brilliant. And you don't need any more of that.
I love the Furious Five.
They're great. You have a favorite? You have a favorite? I mean, it's Tigress, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was born in the year of the tiger. Like, I can't not like Tigress.
Yeah. And also your favorite Kung Fu Panda joke ever is a Tigress joke.
And she's just so, like, and her backstory. But I really liked Mantis on this watch too.
Every time I'm like, everyone else, I'm like, oh, it's Jackie Chan. But then, like, Jackie Chan becomes Monkey.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, that's Seth Rogen.
Wild pull for
Yeah.
that. And yet it works so well.
A lot of Mantis's, like, he doesn't fight nearly as much as the rest of the Furious Five, but the moves he does make are so powerful that you're just like, wow, that's
Yeah.
a praying mantis doing that.
I really liked Crane on this rewatch.
Crane is really great.
He's so patient.
Yeah.
Poe in a vacuum might be a hard character to like. His persistence is a charm, but it's also like kind of annoying. But the other Furious Five, just how they like take it.
Mm-hmm.
Crane's like, all right, buddy. And then Tigress is like, you don't belong here. Makes Poe even more sympathetic.
Yeah.
I think it's a really great balance.
Yeah, I like how Crane is just like, I just want my personal space, man.
Yeah. It did feel like they were limiting Jackie Chan's lines because he was the most expensive.
That's fair, yeah. But he did get some good efforts in there.
Even then, all the Furious Five, they all have like a certain like undercurrent of control in their demeanor. They all have distinct personalities, but they're all like cut from the same template in a way where you get the feeling of like, this seems like someone who practices Kung Fu on a mountain
Yeah.
and is like, has great control over themselves because they're all pretty even keel for the most part.
Yeah.
I get the impression that Poe brings them joy for the first time.
Yeah.
Not that, like, I'm sure they've had fun moments laughing together, but there's just like an ease that they get in their group dynamic.
Like they hang
when
out.
Poe shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Poe makes them noodles and they're just like laughing and joking. They're making fun of Shifu. Like, Tigress is the only one who's sitting there not really invested, mainly because she's like, I'm a warrior and I have to be serious and eat the dew of a ginkgo leaf or whatever.
Tigress had the most impact personally from Tai Lung's effect on Master Master.
Yeah.
Like the other 4, I feel like they all kind of agree in their head that like, oh, Tigress is going to be the Dragon Warrior because she's been here longest. She put in the most work. Compared to her, we're kind of
That's
laid
the other
back.
reason I like Tigress is she's the eldest daughter in
Yeah.
an Asian family.
She's the eldest daughter, and all the other kids are a bunch of slackers with their almond cookies and their paint or their what is Crane doing?
Is that like calligraphy?
Calligraphy.
Calligraphy.
Hey, no, that calligraphy is a very disciplined art, though.
Yeah, it is.
My grandma
No, I'm kidding.
tried to get us to learn calligraphy, and I never had patience for it. It's so hard.
My grandfather had a whole calligraphy set and like big calligraphy on the walls.
Mhm.
But as a kid, I was like, these are awesome wands. I'm gonna do magic with these.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. Also, just like the big ink block. I don't know. I know like different cultures have different
Yeah.
calligraphy styles, but like just like grinding the big ink block on the big stone thing. I was like, that's cool.
I never got to
I wanna
do
eat it.
that kind of calligraphy, like where we just like got ink out of a bottle, but I have seen videos of the proper ink block.
Also, something else I noticed on this rewatch that I didn't pick up before. All the food is vegetarian, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they're all animals.
But a little awkward.
They show tigers eating tofu, and I'm like, that makes sense because she needs protein.
Yeah.
Because she's a predator.
Avoided the Madagascar quandary.
We're just not going to bring it up. They all eat plants and wheat
noodles.
And noodles.
Oh, the noodles
It makes
and
me
the
so
dumplings look so good. Guys, Kung Fu Panda would be a great eat while watching the movie.
It would
Ooh.
It would be a lot of noodles and dumplings.
But
But
I don't see a problem with that.
How?
maybe that's not a but an and.
Yeah.
It would be a lot of noodles and dumplings, and I'm looking forward to
Those dumplings look
That's
so
true.
good. They're like the perfect dumpling shape.
What kind of filling do you think they'd have? Just like cabbage and chive,
Probably,
maybe?
yeah, cabbage,
Mushroom.
carrots, mushroom. A good vegetarian dumpling, unlike the one that I had in LA once, which was just spinach.
Huh.
just spinach.
It was
Just
bad.
spinach.
It was really bad. There are such good ways to make vegetarian dumplings, and that was their only vegetarian dish on the menu, besides like one other noodle dish. But my friend wanted dumplings, and she's vegetarian, and she was like, it's just spinach drenched in soy sauce.
Oh.
Not even like some glass noodles in there.
Just straight soy sauce?
It just was so salty.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't,
Ugh.
because she let me try one because she was like, I'm not going to eat all this. It was so gross. The
Poe would've
dumplings
never.
in Kung Fu
Poe would've
Panda were
never.
definitely better than that.
Poe would have given you some real quality stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I wanted to talk about Tai Lung. I think his character is crafted really well because you do really understand where he comes from, despite not agreeing with his actions. And the fight he has with Shifu, where he's like, you were the one who filled my head with promises and then didn't defend me or like lift me up or reassure me when Oogway decided I wasn't the dragon warrior. Like, you can definitely see how Shifu failed in those ways and why it made Tai Lung who he is. Obviously, he had probably some misconstrued delusions of power before that. But it is true that, like, Shifu raised him since he was a cub, so a lot of those notions definitely came from his father. And so I just thought that fight was so impactful because, again, there are so many fights in this movie that it could very easily be that some fights kind of blur together or like some aren't as impactful. But that one, like not only with the lighting, obviously, with like the lightning flashing and
The fire pause.
the fire pause, but just like the emotional weight of it. It definitely reminded me of like the Agni Kai in Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the fight that Zuko and Azula are having is not just a fight. It's not just them trying to see who's better than the other. It's actually like a dialogue. We have so much family history that we haven't talked about, and now we have to just talk about it this way.
It was interesting to me to think about how Tai Lung's the villain, but the point isn't to redeem him. The point is for Shifu to redeem himself
Yeah.
through Poe.
Yeah.
But it's already too late to do that for Tai Lung. Like, he
Mhm.
tries to apologize, but Tai Lung's like, I'm not accepting this.
Yeah.
Like, it's too late. The character that goes through the most change is Shifu. He's basically like learning to correct his mistakes for Poe. It's just a really interesting like character redemption, but like not from the person you'd expect going in.
Yeah. All of his actions equate to that. The final sealing the deal is at the end of the fight with Tai Lung when he's emotionally honest, like for the first time,
Yeah.
instead of just like trying to atone for things through action. He also says it through speech and says, I'm sorry. This is my fault. Everything that you like hate me for, you're right to hate me for that. Like, I did this to you. And I want to make it up. And then, as you say, Tai Lung does the thing that the story needs him to do, which
Yeah.
is like seal the deal that now he's past the point of like he holds the grudge, but it really isn't about the grudge anymore. It is a way he accesses just this ferocious search for, at this point, like power.
Which makes the final fight basically between Shifu's mistakes versus Shifu's redemption.
Yeah.
Which makes it
True,
real bad
yeah.
for Tai Lung, because Tai Lung's basically like, I am fighting what I could have been, or like what I should have been.
Yeah.
Poe gets a lot of dads in this series.
It's true, yeah.
He's like just collecting him like one a movie. He's like, dad.
Uh,
Can never have too many.
Can never have too many
True.
dads.
I did want to say, like, they really hit the nail on the head with the theme of not wanting to disappoint your parent or parents. Right off the bat, like, Poe is scared to tell his dad that he doesn't want to make noodles for a living. Like, he wants to do something great with his life, but he feels stuck. And his dad also doesn't really give him the opportunity to say it. And his dad also does the thing where he avoids talking about it until the moment that he's like, oh, I can see Po is really, really sad. Like, when Po comes back, when they're like evacuating the valley, his dad just pretends everything's back to normal. He's like, oh, like, let's think on the bright side. We're going to get a new kitchen. It's going to have enough room for you. And it'll be so exciting. Like, even if your Kung Fu dream didn't work out, like, you can still be a noodle person, a noodle seller. And only when he realizes, like, Po is really, really disappointed does he say, okay, we have to, like, talk about why you're sad. But even then, he doesn't quite get it. Because he's like, I know what will cheer you up. I'm going to tell you the secret ingredient to my secret ingredient soup. And Po's like, okay. They dive into Po and his father's relationship more in the second movie because in that one, Po is just upset that his dad never told him about his origins and how he found him, like, in a crate of cabbage. I love how it's like a relationship that works well for this movie, but then they continue to expand and improve on in future movies.
DreamWorks does a lot of dad-related movies. Thinking about, like, the big four, Shrek doesn't do this, but then How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, and Madagascar.
And Shark Tale.
It's all about, hey, my dad wants to be something, but I want to be something else.
Ooh.
Or my dad lied to me, or my dad doesn't get me. I want to dance, Dad.
Heck, even Prince of Egypt, you could say.
True.
Actually, Prince of Egypt in particular, because they make a big deal of the relationship between Ramses and Seti.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be like, God the father, but, like, no, like, there's a
like,
specific dynamic between
his father.
Pharaoh and new Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Prince of Egypt, all the Lego movies are about dads. Is there any mom-related animated movies? K-pop Demon Hunter's his mom.
But
they don't do much.
They don't do much. They could have done more.
Sequel. Sequels when you get really into the parents stuff.
True.
Yeah. We're holding out.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
For a mom.
Maybe Shrek 2, Fairy Godmother?
A little bit.
But that's not the point of it.
Yeah.
There's more dad stuff in Shrek 2.
There's more dad stuff.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So the only one I can really think of is Brave. That one is mainly like Merida's conflict with her mother, and then her mom turns into a bear.
and then it's just, she's a bear.
Now it's just, I gotta prevent my mom from being killed as a bear. And then her brothers also get turned into bears. Anyways, aside from that, I'm like, I feel like even most Disney princess movies are like either not about familial conflict or they are about like mainly like a father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
Like Moana is kind of about her relationship with her dad because he wants her to like grow to be like the next chief of the village.
Tangled has kind of a thing going, but
I guess Tangled, yeah.
It's not.
Tangled is a mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
It's a very toxic mother-daughter relationship. But
it's a
the core
bummer
focus
that, like,
is definitely the mother.
We've got so many dad instances. And we got good dads, we got bad dads, we got dads that are somewhere in the middle, and then it's like, what do we have for moms? Dead, bear. Evil. Evil bear.
Evil. I can't believe we forgot about Turning Red. It's even about red pandas. Okay, Turning Red is a great example of an amazing animated film centered around a mother-daughter relationship. We definitely need more of these stories, though. Anyways, yeah, I just really love Po's relationship with his dad. I just also love that when his dad hugs him, it's just his like little wings like on his belly.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Okay, real quick. The end of Kung Fu Panda 2, so we're jumping a whole another like 120 minutes or whatever. There's two things. There's the moment when Po is like had his come to peace moment and he's like with his dad and he's like, I'll cook, Dad. And his dad's like, no, I'll cook. Like they go back and forth for a bit and it's like, this feels so real.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is when his dad hugs him and it's like a close up on his face and, you know, the increase in animation quality is like really coming in clutch. You're like, oh my gosh, the way the tear is glistening off of his beak. But when he says like, I love you too, son, it's like he's a goose. So all he has is a beak. And so it's not like, it's not like he can move his lips, you'd have a lot of leeway. So his beak just kind of like flaps up and down.
So live action Kung Fu Panda remake.
No.
Oh, man.
I wanted photorealistic.
Oh, gosh.
God.
I'm still sad about live action Toothless.
Oh,
It's not the same.
I still haven't seen
I haven't seen it and I won't watch it.
I've softened on the idea of it for a couple reasons, which is we're sort of off Kung Fu Panda and we're just sort of orbiting animation.
Dreamworks.
Yeah. Okay, if more people get access to How to Train Your Dragon as a story than they would have before for whatever reason, then hey, I'm down for it. The other thing is I'd be curious, because there was a whole thing with like How to Train Your Dragon 2 about the original story they had to change because of issues with making the mom too much of like the antagonist.
Mm.
And I'm wondering if the plan for the new series is to do the trilogy in a way that was like closer to Dean's original like plot layout.
Maybe.
Which I'd be curious to see.
Isn't this first one like really, really similar to the animated movie, like almost shot for shot?
I'm pretty sure that's what I think they made some
Yeah.
changes, but I think that was basically it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's just like a redo, but it's like, well, we'll just swap up how the trilogy goes this time. I don't know. I'd be interested if
I
that's
think
the plan.
I don't have enough faith in the executives to allow that to happen. I could be proven wrong,
Will
but
they
I
get
probably
Kate
won't watch
Blanchett?
it. Oh yeah, they will not get Kate Blanchett. I guess it's up to her. I am not Kate Blanchett, so
That
You're
would be
not?
crazy.
I would pull off my mask.
What was Lord of the Rings like?
A new
You have to
power
tell
is
us.
rising. Okay, let's briefly talk about the sound design. One thing I loved was when the one goose, like the messenger goose, when he like yells in fear, but there's also like a goose honk right behind it, which I thought was fun. But then also I loved, one of my favorite bits in this movie is when Poe knocks over the vase of like the 1,000 armies and it keeps going, but like not just when it breaks, but every time he like his foot brushes against it or when he tries to pick it up, the voices go.
They could have done that for hours and I would have been entertained. Like, that's so funny
It's
to
like
me.
it doesn't even become. It's not even the focus of the scene anymore. But it's just like the subtle, like little difference is so fun. I think it also helped that this time I watched the movie, I watched it with like my nice headphones, whereas previously I've just watched on the TV, so I don't pick up on as much of like the minute sound design. They used like just the right amount of like extra flares to fight sounds to like make them pop without being too over the top or unrealistic.
Cartoonish enough to be fun,
Yeah.
but realistic enough to take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of flavor and also weight.
Shout out to sound designers for Kung Fu Panda. Probably other people won't appreciate your excellent work, but we appreciate it.
Real quick, does it ever annoy you when someone talks about if they're reviewing a movie and it's like a YouTube thing and they're like, they're doing categories like the character, like the script, and then the cinematography, and then the sound, and they reach the sound section and they just talk about music.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It's not the same.
Sound designer for Kung Fu Panda, Eric Adal.
Shout out to Eric. I hope you're listening.
somebody tweet this to Eric.
Hey, Eric, someone mentioned your podcast, but you got to listen in 40 minutes deep.
Okay, also, when Oogway is talking to Shifu and giving the advice, I was like, I felt very seen and spoken to, mainly when he's like, you have to let go of the illusion of control. I was like, okay. And also when he was like, you're too, this is when he's talking to Poe, but he said, you're too concerned with what was and what will be. Because he's telling Poe, like, don't worry about who you were or who you're supposed to be. Just focus on who you are now. And I was like, okay, Master Oogway. I'll try.
No, it is. I think it's really important advice. It's so easy to get caught up in like, oh, like it's all going to be bad. It's all going to be bad. You just forget to focus on like how you can improve your own situation or even just enjoy your moment.
Yeah.
Because that's all we have is the moment.
Or even just like, I think most of this movie is about Poe figuring out who he is. But he spends so much time thinking about what other people want him to be and also what his old dreams were, which were pretty unrealistic. And then eventually he comes to just enjoy the process of learning and coming into himself. Like the point of like the there's no secret ingredient message is Poe's confidence has to come from himself. It doesn't matter how many people tell him he's worth something Because there's also so many people who tell him that he's not worth something, and he just has to like not listen to any of those voices and find his own self-confidence, because that's the only type of confidence that no one can take away from you.
They're doing a Chosen One plot, but not in a way I've really seen a Chosen One plot done before. And he can be told, even by people who don't want him to be the Chosen One, like, you are the Chosen One, so be the Chosen One.
Yeah.
And like you said, it only works when he's like, okay, maybe I am the quote-unquote Chosen One, just because I'm here now. So I'm just going to do the thing that I want to do and that I feel compelled to do and know I should do.
I love that big argument between him and Shifu when Po tries to run away because he finally is like, oh shoot, I have to fight Tai Lung. And Shifu is finally like, no, I'm going to train you. And they have this really great argument, which I did analyze for a screenwriting class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We had like an assignment where we had to bring in a scene where we talked about like opposing character wants and how they like fight through it. And so I brought in that scene because Shifu is like putting on a front of like, yes, you are the Dragon Warrior and I'm going to train you. And Poe's like, no, you don't believe that. And Poe just like breaks down that argument bit by bit until Shifu is forced to acknowledge like, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. And it's just like, dang, like this argument is so real.
Yeah.
There's no resolution. There's no like, you're right, I'm wrong. It's like, we're both kind of right. And it just sucks.
But it still feels satisfying to get to the end.
Yeah, but it's satisfying because finally Shifu is being upfront and honest, not just with himself, but with Po.
Yeah.
Like he's finally like, you're all I've got, and I don't know what to do with that. And Poe's like, you're supposed to have the answers, and if you don't even believe that I can do it, what are we supposed to do?
Again, like Shifu is the most dynamic character of this movie, but he's there to propel Po in his journey. So it doesn't feel like weird that Po is the main character, actually. And I really liked what you said about like a Chosen One movie, but it's not like the Chosen One. It's like, we have chosen one.
Yeah.
Here he is. I've chosen him, and now he's going to do it. And the him is like, oh, what? I guess I am.
That's such a great way to put it. We have chosen one.
Here he is.
So there's this really iconic set of memes about Tai Lung that kill me.
Our battle will be legendary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but have you guys seen all the iterations of it?
What's your
No.
favorite iteration?
My favorite is Finn will be leg.
What? Finn will be leg?
Okay.
Is this
Like-
like, an
like
evolution?
evolution? Jinx.
No!
Michael can't talk anymore.
You owe me 10,000 years of iteration.
Okay, so basically, if the listener is not familiar, there are these sets of memes where people take the scene where Tai Lung says, finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary. But then they black out whatever letters they don't want and they replace it with stuff. So I saw one that was like, finally, this song that I'm listening to, the scene that I make up in my head will be legendary. You know, like,
Yeah.
but then people started like just blacking out specific words and letters that they don't want to make something. And so my friend and I, our favorite, which kills me. So now I can't watch this scene without thinking about it. There's one where they just cut out everything except Finn will be leg. And it's because, like, you have to imagine it, like, in Tai Lung's voice, because he's already saying it so dramatically. Anyway, so I screenshotted a bunch because I needed to show you guys.
My favorite one is
found
the
it.
fishes crawling out of water 460 years ago. Finn will be leg.
Okay, but also, Victor Frankenstein finding the last body part he needs to complete his creation. Finally, a leg. My friend came up with the one that was, this was 5 years ago in our Discord messages. Shout out
Wow,
to Kiana, who I know is listening.
You went into the regolith there, digging through layers of
I literally
history.
was like, I really want to find this meme as quickly as possible, and I know that we talked about this, so I know that it will be in our DMs. Anyway, she came up with one that was a pescatarian giving up on their diet when visiting a KFC. Finn will be leg. It's so silly.
I love memes where you take an already very specific like set of circumstances within the meme, and then you try to stretch it see how far it'll stretch. Like the explanation, like a pescatarian entering KFC and deciding to put a pause on like dietary restrictions. Like that's such a huge setup for Finn will be leg, but the long setup makes it better.
This one I found yesterday.
Are they all just like Finn will be leg?
No. There's other variations. So when your order is ready at Burger King, finally a Whopper. Which I didn't even realize that worthy opponent has all the letters necessary for Whopper.
Oh my
gosh.
God.
Okay, this one is fun because it's a writing one. Writer, finally a worthy synonym. This sentence will be legendary. Next panel. This sentence will be illustrious. This sentence will be identical to a sentence I forgot I wrote in another paragraph. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is the last one I found. When your pasta is done cooking.
Huh?
Finally.
Will bend.
Will bend.
So stupid.
This is one of my favorite memes of all time.
The one I think of is an early iteration, which is finally a worthy video. This dinner will be legendary.
See, it's so good and so applicable to so many instances.
There's nothing better. We talk about our hopes and dreams all the time here in Nostalgia Club. One of my personal hopes and dreams is to make something that gets memed out of context like that, like in like a really stupid way.
That would be amazing.
You know what? And it also seems achievable.
Yeah.
That scene already is like kind of funny if you think about it, because Tai Lung is like, who's the dragon warrior? And then someone's just like, Poe? And he's like, Poe. Finally, a worthy opponent.
So that is his name.
Yeah, he's so
Poe.
extra. And I love it. It's so good.
I mean, he's been sitting in a prison,
That's
like literally
true.
paralyzed from pressure points.
Probably like imagining all kinds of fantasies.
For a while.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So he's just reciting lines in his head. Our battle will be epic. No. Legendary. That's good. That's good. Okay, remember that one.
Anyway, shout out to whoever came up with Finn will be leg. I hope you understand that you changed my life. Thank you. I had one other post. Someone wanted more of Tai Lung and Tigress's indirect sibling relationship to be explored in Kung Fu Panda.
Oh.
Is it implied that they were ever training at the same time?
No. I think there's like a series. There's like a TV show that they did about the Furious Five. And so I think they go more in depth into Tigress's backstory in that. But no, she and Tai Lung were never apprentices at the same time. But it is like, in a way, like both of them deal with the same expectations, because like Jino said, even though all the Furious Five are up for the title of Dragon Warrior, everyone kind of inherently thinks it's going to be Tigress. Like even Shifu is like, oh, you were going to point at Tigress, right?
Yeah.
And so she has the same expectations that Shifu had on Tai Lung, just not as overtly spoken. In a way, it's almost worse when it's like unspoken, you know?
Yeah. Like with Tai Lung, Shifu was actively encouraging him. But with Tigress, there's like this cold distance.
Yeah.
That probably makes Tigress want it even more.
There's
No,
like this
like-
implicit sense of you could fail at this.
Yeah, like you're never
Yeah.
going to live up to my expectations.
Yeah, and it's like Shifu is overcorrecting because he's like, oh, I loved Tai Lung too much. I was too affectionate with him. So with Tigress, I have to be super, super detached.
It does kind of come out in their characters too, because Tai Lung is super dramatic. He's
Yeah.
like melodrama.
Yeah.
And then Tigress is like, I will show no emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
Ooh.
they both have father issues in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tai Lung is constantly going like, validate me, validate me, validate me.
Mhm.
And Tigress is like, to the point of like sabotaging her own side, like, I will prove that I am valid. I
yeah,
won't tell
she's like,
you that
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
be
to
so
go.
perfect
Yeah.
that you will find no fault in me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Woof.
Yeah. And then Monkey likes almond cookies. I never realized when the scroll goes up and Poe's like, oh, I got to think it's food. It becomes a big cookie, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a bowl of noodles for my entire life. And I watched it today. I was like, oh, that's a big cookie. It just shattered my life.
That's fair.
What I thought
mean,
everything was.
there's only like 3 main foods in this movie: noodles, dumplings, and cookie.
Yeah.
I actually thought it might have been a dumpling. Okay, my last post that I wanted to show you guys because I think you will appreciate it.
Post.
Someone compared
Oh my gosh, I
Shifu
just got it.
and Poe to Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Oh.
Shifu and Poe?
No, Shifu and Tai Lung are Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Oh, no, sorry. Yes, Shifu and Tai Lung to Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean different. I just mean like you have a master and an apprentice who goes bad.
But I think the specific moment is that like Anakin was like, I really want to join the council, and then is denied that, but thinks he deserves it. Tai Lung really wants to become the Dragon Warrior. And then in both cases, Obi-Wan doesn't intervene, Shifu doesn't intervene. It's like a very similar scene.
Yeah.
Like in the wider context, sure, there's differences. But like in that very specific dynamic, I can see the parallel, and I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Debate me, Michael.
No,
Can you do it? No.
No, I was just like, for the sake of, well, I guess the larger media around it, like the council moment is like an example of, once again, Anakin being too big for his britches and like all of his like issues coming to the fore. Whereas for Tai Lung, it's like, this was the moment. Yeah, it reminds me of what we said in the TMNT episode about Raph training his whole life to be a ninja and then suddenly told to get a 9-to-5. Yeah.
Of course he would be upset about that.
Yeah, like, if you think about it, like, Tai Lung is training his entire life not to be a protector, not to do anything other than be the Dragon Warrior. And it's like, you're never going to be the Dragon Warrior. They're like, cool, what do I do now?
Have you thought of taking up an instrument?
Have you thought about making noodles?
It really messes with your mind. Like unlimited power. Like you will receive unlimited power. And imagine if he had gotten the scroll and opened it.
I think he would have been so confused.
I think that's what they said, right? Is like, he definitely cannot find the scroll because when he sees it's blank, he'll just go on a full murder spree.
Yeah, like
he'll
it
think
would have been the exact same
someone
thing.
like stole it from him, or he'll find a way to like justify power being taken away.
Do you think that means that Oogway knew what was on the scroll the whole time?
Oogway definitely knows stuff.
Yeah.
Because the movie implies that Oogway invented Kung Fu.
It does.
Which, I mean, turtles have a long time, so who knows?
Yeah, it's true.
But it also does throw timelines into question, because, like, was the temple already there?
Yeah.
Like, unless he's, like, thousands of years old. Like,
He
literally a
could be.
Yoda figure.
I think in other movies, we meet other Kung Fu masters.
Yeah, we had a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. In the third movie, we learn more about Oogway's backstory.
Did you ever see the third?
I never saw the third.
The third's a fine movie. I think
Yeah.
it ties up a lot of things neatly in a way that it adds things to like a rewatch.
I have a bad habit of not seeing the third in a DreamWorks trilogy.
That's fair.
I wouldn't describe it as like the strongest, but it's
I-
far from
of
like
the,
a...
Like, of the trilogies, I think Kung Fu Panda 3 is maybe the least essential, but it is still a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, now that we've talked about all four DreamWorks, all four good DreamWorks trilogies,
Wait, what are the four?
Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, yeah.
If you had to rank them now,
Ooh.
we're gonna be divisive now.
Wait, have we...
We
I guess
did
we've
the
talked
the
about-
one where we had to get rid of one, but this is
Yeah,
ranking, which is
this is
slightly
different.
Ranking?
Because in getting rid of one, we're just saying which ones we wouldn't want.
Oh.
But now we're gonna put them in an order.
I'll be honest. I think as a trilogy, the Kung Fu Panda trilogy is stronger than the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy.
I was going to argue the opposite, but it has been a while since I watched the third one. But I will do that soon, so I can maybe talk about it in the recap.
I mean, it's all subjective. Shrek, I don't think...
Shrek kind of
Am I-
flops as a trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, Shrek 1 and 2 are so good, but then 3 and then subsequent movies are just like, ugh.
Yeah. If we're talking about like the structural integrity of a trilogy.
Yeah, not the individual movies, the trilogies.
If we're talking
a set.
structural integrity of a trilogy,
It's hard because in all of the DreamWorks trilogies, the third one always seems either weak or not necessary.
I take it back, actually, because at least, like, Kung Fu Panda 3 is completing the arc of Po finding his family.
True.
And How to Train Your Dragon 3 is, like, less related to, like, Hiccup. It's mainly him, like, coming into his own as a chief, right?
there are things I like about How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Yeah.
But it sort of feels like a movie that kind of like story-wise, it just sort of happens. And I guess it's leading up to this idea of the dragons, spoilers, I guess, but like to the dragons like going away. but it seems kind of like
I think that's the part I latched onto, which was like, I did like that there was like a finality to like, okay, the dragons are no longer integrated in society. And that's why at the beginning of the trilogy, he says there used to be dragons.
which is an interesting thing as like a structure. I don't know if I buy it. It seems like at the
That's
end
fair,
they
yeah.
just sort of...
I don't remember How to Train Your Dragon 3 quite as well either. Also, they introduced the like light fury. Didn't really love that. They're like, we gotta have a girl toothless.
Their design has to be softer and
Yeah. They have to know she's a girl.
we'll put big eyelashes on.
Although they're like half night, half light fury kids were kind of cute.
Yeah.
Redeemed.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Here's the thing, like, I like the light fury design. I just like always dislike the trope of like girl animal has to be prettier than boy animal.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
In nature, it's
getting
often
off
the
track.
boy animal that's prettier than
True,
the girl
yeah.
animal.
Because they gotta attract the females. So I think my ranking now that I've thought about it more is Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, Madagascar, and then Shrek.
I think that's where I am too.
As someone who hasn't seen a lot of these third movies, I'll take your word for it. But if we're doing just movie and sequel, I just like How to Train Your Dragon more.
How to
That's
Train Your
okay.
Dragon is really good.
I mean,
Sorry.
we're
It's
dealing
like
with,
Kung
like,
Fu
the cream of
Panda's
the crop.
here and How to Train Your Dragon is like right under.
Yeah.
Because I love them both so much for different reasons.
I emotionally resonate with How to Train Your Dragon
Mhm.
more, but in terms of like my enjoyment of the progression of the stories as a trilogy.
Yeah.
Like How to Train Your Dragon feels more like,
Different installments in a way.
yeah, I agree, emotionally resonant, but Kung Fu Panda is just so like satisfactory.
To be fair, I think
hits.
How to Train Your Dragon is the least like we have bits. It's more
about
like
drama and
about
action.
drama. That's almost why I like Kung Fu Panda a little bit more than How to Train Your Dragon, is because they toe the very delicate balance between bits and emotional weight.
Yeah.
And you get both so clearly rendered that I'm like, I gotta give it to them. You know?
I think that's like a sign of competence in a way because
Like,
they know
we
what
have a
they're
movie
doing.
that both has Poe like exploding himself and falling from the sky, and it's like this huge funny thing, and also like Tai Lung confronting his father figure about his hopes and dreams being dashed. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, you know?
Yeah,
It's
because
it's
I
so
mean,
good.
not every movie's gonna need that.
Yeah.
But when it does need that, and you can pull it off, it's like
Yeah.
And the lighting's so good, and he's got fire on his paws.
I was
like
gonna
open in
say
the
the
air.
sun rises so fast. As soon as Poe shows up, the
Yeah.
sun is up.
right there.
It did feel jarring, but it also felt necessary.
It was like jarring for a second, but then I was like, no, like this is so thematically important. Like, of course the sun has to be out now.
Yeah.
And it's all
Yeah.
golden and
Yeah.
everything.
It's so good.
Yeah. And then when he kills him.
Oh my gosh, just like one after, I know I said it at the top of the pod, but like at one after the other, just like everything in that sequence. You get like 3 payoffs,
Yeah.
and then you get like a 4th with the whooshy finger hold.
And the payoff of him walking through the fog.
Yeah.
And you see the silhouette of like how he envisioned himself to be the dragon warrior. And it's like the payoff of, yes, he's achieved the legendary status that he wanted. But then when he walks out, he's just wearing a walk and an apron, like his father's noodle shop apron. And it's like perfectly marrying the two concept of his origins and also who he's become as the dragon warrior.
Yeah. I think we got to end on that. It's perfect.
Well,
Unless Michael has something better.
there's just, I think you'll both agree with this. The last interaction of the movie
Oh, yeah.
where
I
he talks
love
to
it.
Shifu, he's like, "Don't die, Shifu." And he's like, "I'm not dying." He's like, "I'm just tired. I'm at peace."
And then you want to get food?
It's like the perfect end of movie line.
Did you guys watch the after credit scene? First of all,
What?
amazing that they have artwork through the entire credit sequence.
Yeah.
There's a very short after credit scene where they're eating dumplings together by the peach tree.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Poe finishes first and then asks Shifu for half of his dumpling, and Shifu goes like, all right.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, it's nothing like story-wise or it's just like a character moment.
It's just a continuation of that last ending moment.
But incredible that, like, it doesn't even seem like a lot of concept art. It seems like they made a bunch of paintings for the credits
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like animations and stuff. It's awesome. It's so cool.
I do really love how also the intro sequence is in that painted style.
Yeah.
Mm.
It really like pulls you in like, oh, this is a legend.
I see you like to chew. Perhaps you'd like to chew on my fist.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to Nostalgia Club. If you enjoyed it and you want to contact us for reasons, email us at nostalgicalpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram at nostalgicalpodcast. And under MouseKnight Studios, everywhere. You can also support us on Ko-fi. so we can buy books or rent books or save the money for an important event far in the future.
It's called lunch. No, I'm kidding.
Also, please rate the show 5 stars and subscribe to it and tell your friends about it. It really, 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 really helps us out.
And leave us comments. We love reading people's comments.
Yeah. Communicate with us.
Yes.
Please. We're so lonely.
No, it seriously, it makes my day whenever we get
Yeah.
like emails or whatever and people talk about the things that they liked as a kid, and it's
It's
great.
great.
Hey, you should also listen to Ghost Inspectors. It's an audio drama about 2 detectives who have to solve their own murder written by Victoria Cheng. You should listen to it. And until next time, 1, 2, 3.
Skadoosh.
So, Damien Haas from Smosh booked a role in the English dub of Neja 2.
Uh-huh.
Whenever anyone from Smosh gets a role, all the comments are like, oh my god, blank booked.
Uh-huh.
So Damien booked because Kung Fu Panda did really well and everyone
you
in China.
I didn't... Did you say Damien Haas?
Mhm.
I thought you said Dustin Hoffman.
Oh no, I said Damien Haas.
Oh. I don't... My brain auto-filled
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin
Dustin
Hoffman.
Hoffman?
And I was so confused. I was like, cool, yeah, he's in this movie. I don't know what